Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my March bullet journal setup. Yay! I am very excited that spring is just around the corner here. I am really looking forward to all the snow melting and warmer days ahead. It has pretty much consistently been in the 30s, 20s and 30s where I live, until recently where it is starting to be in the 40s and it just feels super warm and nice. So anyways, I have decided to go with a bread theme. I know this bit's a little out of focus. It'll get better in a moment. Not sure what was up with my camera today, but I have been on a sourdough bread making adventure lately. So I made my very own starter. I took like 2 weeks to get it usable, and then I made my first loaf of sourdough, and I have also made some pretzel bites and bagels using the starter as well. So I'm very excited to have picked up this new little hobby. So I wanted to make my March theme be like a bread sourdough-esque theme, and I think this cover page turned out pretty cute. It is meant to be just a loaf of sourdough bread in one of the like crock pot things, and I've just done a tiny little calendar below that, keeping it a little like minimalistic and simple. I realized that in February I wasn't using a lot of the spreads that I had made. I tend to be using the like yearly spreads that I've made a lot more this year, so I think in the future I will probably set up my journal a little bit differently knowing that. But yeah, I kind of have just kept it to like a main calendar where I can write down everything going on for the month with a to-do list area along the side. I am going to be writing down some of the recipes that I use that are successful in here as well. That way they're not just scrawled out on little notes, they will be somewhere. And then once I make some proper baking recipe cards, I will put them on that as well. But for this setup, I am mostly using my koi watercolor like travel palette that I love. I am using a few of the King Art, what are they called? Inkline pens. I am using the 005 and then the 05. I also used a zebra mild liner. It is like the kind of orangey, pale orange. It kind of reminds me of a creamsicle, but I felt like it went with the like bread colors pretty well. And then I also am using one of the Jelly Roll white gel pens in 08. And then for washi tapes, the plain like brownish one is just a Scotch brand washi tape, and then the little cat like bakery ones are made by Malin. I'm not sure if she's still selling this washi tape, but it is just so cute. I love cats, and this totally fit the theme of my journal for the month. So yeah, just keeping it super simple. And here I am writing down the bagel recipe that I have recently used, and these bagels turned out so good. I found this recipe on TikTok. So if you are also a sourdough baker and you have some sourdough discard, you could totally make this. I think if you don't have the sourdough discard, you could probably just substitute out some regular flour and water, and you might have to just add probably more yeast to it. I'm sure you could find a bagel recipe that doesn't require the starter to be there. But these turned out so good. I shared one with one of my coworkers as well, and he said they turned out good. So I feel like I was validated with my bread baking excursion. And then for the first weekly spread, I kept it all sourdough themed. I've got a couple of the little jars. So if you don't know, with sourdough, you have like a jar and it starts out with just like flour and water, and eventually that yeast, like natural yeast, builds up and it starts getting like bubbly, and then you can make bread with it. That is a very, very simplified version, but you have to feed your starter with flour and water, and then it kind of gets activated, and then it kind of gets hungry again. Sounds very strange because it is kind of like a living thing, but yeah, I'm having a great time with this. So I did like the 3 little stages here. I have some flour, I have a dough whisk, I have dough rising in a bowl, and then the sourdough like being baked. And I just thought it was so much fun to do these little doodles. I feel like it's been a little while since I've done like proper little doodles in my bullet journal. So yeah, I'm having fun with that. I think I'm going to make one spread that is all like pretzel themed, because when I had made those pretzel bites, they came out really good. So I want to make like full-size pretzels in the future as well. But yeah, here is the flip through. Pretty simple, but it'll definitely be useful. So let me know what your bullet journal theme is for the month of March, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!